everyone, this is Tatsuki of Flames, doing another topic about Dragon Ball. This is going to be a new series that I've come up with that's going to be ongoing as I figure out people that I wanted to involve. It's going to be called Dragon Ball Reality Check, and it's going to be based upon if I think certain characters from the past should make a return. Usually the characters weren't around for very long. They're popular characters. They're characters that people really want to see come back, but may have many positives and negatives about them actually coming back. And I will talk about what I see as my own personal opinion on the reasoning why they should or should not come back. On this very first edition of Dragon Ball Reality Check, I'm going to ask the question, should Raditz return to the series? And by returning, it's usually going to be something like via the Dragon Balls or something like that, because most of these characters aren't around because they're dead, from old age, from being killed, or any other number of things. Now, with Raditz, it first comes the fact that obviously he was a very popular character for the time, because like many others, like Broly, who is super popular, is because he is in fact a Saiyan, or whatever else you want to call it. And obviously, Saiyans are very popular. They're one of the most, well, I wouldn't say unique, they're just popular in general because people like Saiyans, they like Vegeta, they like Goku, should I say, I don't know where I got Gaku from, but in that fact, they're very popular. People want to know more about them, which I do as well. I'm a very big fan of the Saiyans as well, and I really hope to actually in Dragon Ball Super have them actually visit Planet Salad. I'm hoping that's not just a tease. I hope it actually happens. I want to see the interaction between actual Saiyans, especially the men and the women, and other Saiyans, to see what the culture is like. It might not be exactly the same as the culture. Well, obviously, it's going to be very different from the culture that we would have seen on Planet Vegeta, but it's still very interesting to see. But that's one reason that from Raditz is so popular. The fact that obviously he's a Saiyan. Secondly, he is the brother of Goku, so that makes a big difference. It's his bloodline. There's actual intrigue into that possibility because he is his brother. And he was the first villain we were introduced to when we first joined Dragon Ball Z, which most people didn't see Dragon Ball. They saw Dragon Ball Z first on Funimation or something like that. It really depends where you got it from. Cartoon Network. They might have saw the VHS DVDs or any other number of things. Excuse me, freaking cat messing around. Get out of here. Okay. Past that, when they saw Raditz, he was a very unique character. He was the first alien that we had actually seen, for the most part, in Dragon Ball in general. And upon seeing him, it opened the entire universe to the Dragon Ball manga, show, and everything else, because he came from space. We learned about science. We learned that Goku was a Saiyan. We learned so much from that. And of course, he had this unique look, the long hair that people were always like, that's cool. And they're like, what happens if he goes to Super Saiyan? Does he step on his hair? And everything else. People always so interested in that to a fault almost. Now, I'll say the positives to him coming back is he was only around like 4 episodes. If that, it might not even been 4 episodes. It might have been just 3. I'd have to go back and look. But he was not around for very long, so we didn't get to really know him very well, which also makes it hard to know much about his character. We didn't learn very little about him. We just know he's like Goku's brother. So in that same vein, learn more about him. See if, like many of the other villains throughout the series, if he could have become a good guy because he is Goku's brother. People want to see them be pals and get strong together and everything else because it's intriguing, and there's probably a billion fan fictions about him, and a number of very disturbing ones, I'm sure. Well, that goes without saying with everything in general, but when it comes to Raditz, they're very interesting in Goku, getting closer to his brother and seeing how that might play out and see how him and Vegeta might get along and just, seeing what he'll look like if he actually goes Super Saiyan and it's actual canon and it's part of the actual series. So you would get to see most all of that if he actually came back. Now comes the reality check, so to say. Now, I said that he was only around for about 3 episodes. You might have a couple of flashbacks and random other crap like that where you saw him, but for the most part, he was only around for 3 episodes. And during that time, we learned very little. We learned that he was not a very nice guy. He was like the typical Saiyan. He was very mean, hostile. He would betray his own brother, which he literally did. He wanted to kill his own brother, Kakarot, Goku, whatever you want to call it. He was willing to kidnap his son and kill him on the spot, trick him, do anything means possible to get rid of him. So, on top of that, he hung around napping Vegeta and everything like that, but it's not as though they really got along. We didn't really see much interaction with them, except for maybe if they had some flashbacks or something like that. But even when Nappa and Vegeta came, they talked about that he was just a weakling. They didn't really seem to have a good relationship with them. They just like, he's just a Cyberman. They didn't give a crap. I mean, Vegeta, even in his changed state, he's not going to give a crap about Raditz. He means nothing to him, even if he is another Saiyan. He doesn't even care as much about like the culture or anything in general anymore, as far as like other bad Saiyans, should I say. He's interested in like going to Planet Salad, but he wouldn't give a crap about Raditz. Same thing with Goku. When he met him, he didn't know anything about him. He's like, you're not no brother of mine, because it's not like he's just gonna flip a switch and be a good guy all of a sudden. When he gets back, think about what his personality was. He was a double crosser. He was evil to the core, and he just wanted to get his brother, so he had someone else to help them out with conquering planets. And if he came back, it would be like the current Dragon Ball Super type stuff we have, and he only had like a power level of 1200. He would be completely pushed to the side. There's no way. He is not a prodigy like Frieza. He's not gonna make up that ground in like 4 months. That would take freaking years and years and years. Whis couldn't even get him to a perspective level for quite some time. You're not gonna make that kind of jump. So he would be lucky in a couple years' time to become a Super Saiyan with such a low power level. You gotta think how long it took Goku, and Goku is more of a prodigal type Saiyan than Raditz is, and we don't even know how old Raditz was to know how long it took him just to get to the 1200. So I'm thinking with his characteristics, he's just going to, look down on Goku and Vegeta and everyone else. The fact that they're so much more powerful than him, that he's just gonna make him have a grudge. He's not going to want to be all brotherly with him just because he came back. If anything, he might like trying to use him to try to get power, but I don't think he would really care that much for him. I could always be wrong, and all this could change him, but for the most part, let's say best case scenario, it does change him, and he does become a good guy. Whoop-de-doo, he's just gonna fade right into the background right away because he's too dang weak. We got people like Gohan that was strong as all can be, above Super Saiyan 3 level, and he doesn't even matter anymore. He might come back, but the whole point is people that are billions of times, probably not that much, but infinitely stronger than Raditz or Super Saiyan 2 and stuff like that don't matter anymore. What chance does he have of mattering? There's not enough time left in the series for it to ever come to fruition, and the only way they can make him relevant would be as like a super backup character, or going through so many hoops. I mean, look what they did with Frieza to make him relevant. Man, think about what they would have to do with Raditz. They would have to pull some bull crap out of their ass that no one would want to see. Now, if it was for like some kind of just little special or something like that, that'd be fine. But I think it's far too late for someone like Raditz to be brought back into him. He's just another random Saiyan. He might be Goku's brother, but there was never even any relationship there. There's nothing to revive or bring back. He was just a bad guy. He was brought into the series not to be Goku's brother. He was brought in at the beginning of the series to let Goku know that he was a Saiyan and he was an alien, not from Earth. And the fact that he was his brother was supposed to make you have a stronger connection to him. Oh, snap! And that was just about it. Then he was supposed to be strong, and then he was gotten rid of. So in my opinion, there is no good reason to bring back Raditz, because he's not going to be any use to the series. There's no way he could ever become strong enough to actually make a difference. His character never has said anything about him being able to actually turn into a good guy. And I just think he would come to resent his brother even more, and Vegeta and everything else, because Vegeta wouldn't give a crap about him. So overall, there's no place for Raditz coming back. It's nice like fan things, fan theories and stuff like that, but it's not practical, and it's not something that's ever going to happen. So that is my take on it. If you disagree or have your own take on it, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm very open to everything. You know, I would think it would be cool, but if he did come back, but it just doesn't make sense, and I can't see any way how they could ever put any kind of idea or storyline where it would make sense or be useful. It would just be a waste of time. So also, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. Like I said, if you have comments, any whatsoever, just go ahead and leave them down below. I will reply to them. And if you want to see more content like this or anything further, like my Let's Plays, go ahead and subscribe. I'm always putting out new content, and I'm open to new content that you might want to see. And as always, I will see you guys in the next episode. See ya!